The Premier League season will come around very quickly. Do you think Luis Suarez will still be a Liverpool player by the time we start?
You know what, I hope so. I think one man will tell you that is probably Luis Suarez. I think any side in the world with Luis Suarez is a better team. So, I hope he stays at Liverpool for a long time. I want him to see. I want to see him winning trophies there, if I'm being honest. But look, we've seen all the reports, and I don't really know the ins and outs of if it's true or not. But look, I think if he does stay, it's excellent news for Liverpool.
Why is he so important for Liverpool? Because he does come with a lot of baggage, doesn't he?
Yeah, but you think in the past, all the best players have always had a little bit of an edge, and he's been on record numerous times saying he doesn't help himself. But I mean, on his footballing side, which is what we should look at. I know obviously is off the pitch and sometimes his mannerism is not great, but I'm looking at him as a player, solely as a player, and and I love watching him, and I think rightly we should be critical of some of the stuff he does, but let's look at the footballing side of him, and for me I'm not being biased when I say he was for me the Premier League player last year, and I think he was just more consistent. Gareth Bale and Robin van Persie were both unbelievable last year, but for me Luis Suarez probably just edged him.
And what have you made of Daniel Sturridge's impact since he arrived at Anfield? 12 goals in 16 games is a pretty impressive return.
Yeah, I think he's been brilliant. I think with Daniel, I think there's always question marks over his attitude. He's a young lad and he's had X amount of clubs, and that always sort of worries you a little bit. But he's come into Liverpool, and fair play to him. He has been brilliant. As you said, he scored a few goals. He's missed a few games with injury as well. So. It was a great move by Brendan to bring him in, and he's looked as though he's been there a long time, and he's brought him in January, and obviously the other lad Coutinho as well, who's been superb. So let's hope that we can sign another couple of players who have been as good as Daniel Sturridge and Coutinho as well.
A lot of big name strikers play for Liverpool, of which you are one. I think of Ian Rush, who've worn the same shirt as you. Stan, of course, who we've seen tonight. Andy Carroll came into the club 18 months ago. It didn't work out for him in his first spell. Do you think there's a chance that he may well get a second chance at Liverpool, or is that part of his career over now? Well,
I don't know. I don't think in football you can never say never. I think with Andy Carroll, I think when he first came, he probably tried to play to the price tag. I mean, that sounds a little bit silly, but he was trying to drop off, beat men, and and do everything what you'd expect of a £35 million player. And he looked a much better player when he looked a much better player when he got to the nitty gritty. Where he used his body. He was an handful, and he was I mean, no disrespect, but when he was a big lump and he was backing in using his elbows, obviously I don't mean that in a bad way, but he looked much better, and at the end of the season, for Liverpool, he was magnificent. Look, I think Brendan Rodgers is the man to sort of answer that one. Would I like to see him there? Well, look, I think Liverpool need as many numbers in the squad as they can, and I think that the squad would probably be be better with Andy Carroll in it. But I wouldn't say he would play many games.
And do you think that with the number of changes at the top of the Premier League in terms of managerial posts, that Liverpool might actually be the beneficiaries, because they've got the 5th longest serving manager in the Premier League?
Well, I've been asked that a few times, to be honest, and you never know in football, do you? But I think with Liverpool, I think they need to spend a little bit of money just to keep up with the teams that finished above them, because we all know that there's been many managerial changes, but you always see it when a manager comes in. He always has a little bit of money to spend and bring in the players he wants. So hopefully the same will happen for Liverpool, and we hang on to the coattails, and and maybe just sort of creep into that top 4, and we'll it should be an interesting year next year.